Hi everyone, welcome to Cooking with Mrs. Sweetwood. Today we're going to be making homemade crunchy granola, a super simple recipe that you can tailor to your own particular tastes. I like making this to have around for snacks because you can control what ingredients you put in it and you can make it super healthy. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make our mixture that's going to bind everything together in the oven. And that's a combination of 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now remember, when you measure brown sugar, you want to pack it in and level it off. So I'm going to put this into a microwave safe measuring cup. I'm also going to add 1/4 cup water and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Here's our mixture of water, brown sugar, and salt, and you can see that the brown sugar is not dissolved. We need to dissolve that, and we're going to do that in the microwave. And as you can see, it is now totally clear when I stir it. I don't feel any of the sugar, I don't see any of the sugar, so that's what you want. So now we're going to take our big bowl and we're going to combine all of our main ingredients. Most important ingredient, old-fashioned oats. So I'm going to use level cupfuls, and I'm going to measure 4 cups of old-fashioned oats. You can use the quick cooking oats, but I find the granola is a little bit more crumbly. So an optional ingredient now is to add some nuts if you'd like. If you have allergies, you don't have to. I'm gonna use pecans, and you're gonna add 1 cup of them. You're next gonna add some vegetable oil and honey, and we want 2 tablespoons of each. And I have a trick here, and that is to measure your oil first. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm using olive oil. It's okay to use it. It has a really mild flavor, and that's what I have out. So I've got 2 tablespoons of my oil, and my trick now for the honey is to measure it in the same spoon after you've measured the oil, and then you're gonna see that the honey is going to drip right out of the spoon and nothing is going to get stuck. And you can see that the spoon is pretty much clean. Next, there's an optional ingredient for some ground cinnamon. You can add anywhere from 1/2 to 1 teaspoon if you'd like, or you can leave it out. And the last thing we want to add is a little bit of vanilla. Now the last step is to pour in our mixture of dissolved sugar and water and salt, and that is what is going to bring this all together. We use a spatula and we're going to combine it until everything is moistened and all the ingredients are evenly combined. Now that we've got our mixture all well combined, we're going to turn it out onto a baking sheet. That's a cookie sheet, and I've lined it with parchment paper. And that is to help prevent everything from sticking and to make cleanup much easier. Now we're gonna dump the mixture onto the parchment paper. And we don't need to pack this into a really nice pancake because we're not making granola bars. We're making granola that's gonna crumble apart. So I'm gonna spread it out to the edge of the parchment paper. Okay, so we have it spread into a really even layer. We're all set to pop it into the oven. Now remember, you always want to bake in the middle of the oven, and that's so the air can circulate around whatever it is you're cooking. Welcome back. Our granola has baked in the oven. I removed it to a wire rack and I let it cool. And we're ready to finish it up and add our mix-ins. So one thing you want to note is when the granola comes right out of the oven, it's not going to be crunchy. If you can't wait to take a taste because it smells so good and you put a piece in your mouth, it's still going to be a little chewy. It becomes crunchy when it fully cools down to room temperature. So be sure to do that first. I'm going to then take the parchment. I'm going to move my cooling rack out of the way. I have a big bowl, and the parchment is super easy to lift and without making too much of a mess, empty it into a bowl. We now have our granola. You can break it apart with your hands. You can add anything to this like dried blueberries, craisins, sweetened shredded coconut or unsweetened coconut flakes. I like to add mini chocolate chips. You want to make sure that it's totally cool, otherwise they'll start to melt. You just stir them together and you can store this granola mixture in an airtight container. You can have it on hand for the week. You can serve it as a cereal, you can add it to yogurt, eat it right out of a baggie, whatever you choose. So here you have it, homemade crunchy granola. Be sure to check out my website for the recipe and give it a try at home, adding your own favorite ingredients to personalize it for your family and friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you again where we try out another tasty recipe. Have a delicious day.